Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Raw, brought to you by PWA, Pro Wrestling Australia. Today we have another special edition of 20 Years On with our wonderful assistant coach, Chris Heighington, player number 60. Heidi, 20 years on, mate. It's been a long time since we celebrated that wonderful year. What's 20 years looked like for Chris Heighington?
Yeah, I've had a couple of kids, 12-year-old boy and a 10-year-old girl. They love their sports. I'm a coach now here at West Tigers with Benji, one of the assistant coaches. Back then it wasn't stressful, but now I'm pretty stressed being one of the coaches and having kids and family. So really enjoying my time here at the moment. So third or fourth year, so seeing the good growth of the team. It's wonderful to see you and other players still around, Paddy and that. So 20 years on, we're still really tight as a group, which is amazing.
Yeah. Mate, you said that you didn't have kids at the time. I guess what's the biggest difference having, you're kid-free in you debuted in 03 and, no kids in 05 season. And I guess having kids now, what was your biggest difference? What do you feel when you were young and coming through?
Yeah, you probably just had to look after yourself. Obviously, you prioritise footy and it was all based around your footy. But now you have kids, it's all about them and, family first and footy's obviously second. And, I love watching them play sports and being real active kids and, sort of the same childhood I had.
Yep.
But back in the day, I just had to look after myself and made sure I
Which was
turned
a hard
up.
enough job, mate.
That was a hard enough job, mate.
Yeah.
Me being one of the young guys back in 2005, I had to look after you guys as well. But I did like how we connected as a group.
Yep.
There was a heap of 30-year-olds and then there was Benji.
29, mate. Not
29.
29.
Don't know about that. But yeah, we connected real tight.
Yeah.
And back then, like a 30-year-old and 20-year-old was such a big gap. But I believe that was one thing what brought us that success back in 2005 was the mateship and connection.
Yep. Mate, 20 years on and we, I guess we get to catch up, once in a while. Or once we try to do at least once a year, sometimes twice a year, and the stories get bigger and better. And I guess from your memory in 2005, what stands out the most? I know like I said, I spoke to some of the boys. The grand final is always going to be a memory there, but throughout the season, so many things happened. Building up to that game, what sticks in your mind? Yeah,
I thought we did not get off to the best start, obviously, and that 8-game winning streak, and just everyone found confidence with each other, and I felt like everyone had a job and they just did it at a high level.
Yep.
It really shone. Like, for us, it was just getting up the field and let the ball players do their thing, and I thought everyone played high level for a long time through their 8 games. Then we dropped 2.
Yep.
Then that final series was amazing. It's one of the best feelings I've ever had. Going in each week just with so much confidence that we can win. And, I don't know, like there's so many good memories, but just how everyone connected. And I felt like, to be honest, like the younger guys led training because the older guys just wanted to get to the game, not injure themselves and play. And you remember Bryce Gibbs falling off the back fence when we're doing the post sessions and that, just making everyone accountable, making everyone better leading into the games, which I've been trying to work on with these boys now. Like it's young guys drive training, I reckon, because when you get older, you're just trying to get out there and play each week and you pick the standards up at training and obviously your performances pick up. Yeah,
I mentioned, speak to Benj, I think we complimented each other. Us senior guys were, we were, our time was running out, so to speak. So we were just making sure that we're, getting through those games, like you said. But you younger guys were bringing that enthusiasm to the training sessions, and we were just following you, and we're helping each other out, which I think worked really well. So
I thought it was one of the big differences that I could see, like, because I obviously went on and played, another probably 14, 15 years.
Yep.
And looking back, I thought that was the main reason the young kids led training through their actions and picked the senior boys, and then the performances just took care of themselves, mate.
Yeah, they did. I agree. Mate, you debuted in 2003, and then obviously you went to win premiership with some of those players. I guess because you debuted with some of those young, those players beforehand, did that help you? Did you think that was a big part of you being successful and helping us be successful, I guess?
Yeah, 2003, I probably wasn't ready to play NRL. Like, Sheensy picked me up in back end of 2002. I was playing for North Sydney Bears.
Yep.
Just a feeder club to NRL, no NRL team. We're getting flogged every week. But Sheensy seen something in me.
Yep.
I signed on part-time, did the pre-season of 2023 and trained really hard, did well. And I'd never really played much in the forwards, but, you know, round one, double header, I think it was 80, 90,000 people there, and Sheensy picks me on the bench. I've done one pre-season, weighing probably under 90 kilos. And he goes, just go out there and just do your best and make as many tackles as you can and come off. I only played 7 games that year, so I obviously wasn't ready and worked hard in the gym and got bigger and stronger. And the following year was only 10 games, so it was like a process for me. And then 05, I still remember still not quite cracking the team. First few rounds, I remember driving out to Parramatta Stadium thinking I'm playing. It was a 5:30 game, so I was driving from 5 Dock to Parramatta, so it would have been about 3 o'clock, got a call. Tim Sheens goes, mate, you're not playing tonight. I've never felt this bad, but you'll get to the second half against Newtown, Henson Park, playing reserve grade. So I got there, had to play the second half. This is when I'm going to play first grade. So I thought it was a test of resilience. And I don't think, I remember after that, I played solid, come back in the train, didn't bring it up, just trained hard. And Sheensy picked me the next week, and I played the rest of, I think, 20 games straight that year. And I thought it was a good way of making sure that I'm ready to go and I'm here to do well for the team.
Yeah, and that's a good lesson for the young kids, mate, you know, that just making sure that you keep focusing on what your goal is.
Yeah.
You're going to have ups and downs. Every person that comes, every player that comes through, you know, before they're playing first grade, gets ups and downs like those calls. You know, you're playing, you're not playing.
I thought it set a good example for the rest of my career. Like, like you just said, like ups and downs. Like, it's actually weekly. Like, you're up and you're down. There's a little injury, and it's like a roller coaster ride. You finally get out there, you play well, you don't play well. So, it put me in good shape for the rest of my career. Yeah. And
you appreciate your spot even more once you're in there. You don't want to let it go.
That's actual. Like, as you said that, I thought, that's actually, I actually appreciate it every time I got picked.
Yep. And you don't want to let it go and give that young kid underneath you a chance to take your spot.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's how I think that's how a lot of us played that way through those few years. We just didn't want, once we win that team, we didn't want to give it.
Yeah, it was always like Bronson Harris and like everyone was always competition.
That's right.
And to be honest, that's what made us such a good team, I reckon.
Leading into my next question, I guess in 05, what, you know, it was such a great group. You touched on it before. What made it so special? That being that not just 05 season, I guess, leading up to, because 04 we were quite close as well. I think for me, people talk about the 05 season, but I always say how the 04 season was the starting point, because we were building something. We just missed out on the semis that year, but I think that was the start of the 05 season for me. Yeah,
I agree. I thought we had a pretty good season considering the squad. Yep. Tim brings in some other players, some youth comes through. Myself, Robbie, Liam, Bryce, Benj, probably missed a couple of Dean, like all had a year under our belt. So I thought that was a big reasoning that 2005 was so successful, because gave a couple of years to get used to it. Yep. So a lot of us are in our third year. And our attack, obviously, like there was our defence. We actually won games through our attack. Yep. I remember Sheens having say a 2-hour session, an hour and a half was attack. I remember Royce blowing up. He had 8 minutes of defence out of nearly, you know. So, but it was before the rules come in with dominance, surrender tackles. So we'll just plowing down, we're playing fast. It's pretty much like today. Yep. Faster game. We knew our jobs. I thought, like I mentioned before, and we had some bloody good players out there who worked hard. Yeah. Oh well, mate. We had we had some good leaders, some good, like you said, attacking players. Don't worry about defence, mate. We had to defend. We were talking about Bags and how many balls went over the sideline. So I'm pretty sure we covered some of his areas of defence, mate. So only when he goes over, the top goes out and he blames someone. You got to be tighter. You got to be tighter.
Sheensy was defending me on the wing, mate. He went back on the wing and said, "Come on, make more tackles now." So, but defence, I think, was pretty underestimated.
Well, we had a smallish forward pack.
We did,
so we could lead the line a lot of the time. Yeah. So we led the line speed, got them down and jumped up and made Like we all had good work ethic, the forwards, I thought.
Yeah, I thought we did too. And skill. I think that's something that we all worked pretty hard on. And like you said, Sheensy's 2-hour sessions were passing, and I don't think there was a player in our team that couldn't pass left to right.
Fundamentally, we were strong. Like passes. I remember first session, left to right. 2003, you had to do like 100 passes each side. I couldn't even spiral. But over time, practice, you get so much better, and you're confident that you could pass the ball. As a middle forward. When you were at the West, I didn't see a pass. Magpies didn't see a pass once, and you come in. He's the main ball player.
Come on, mate. Come on.
You had to push buckets out of the way. TBs.
Well, so, TBs, my last one, obviously, the 05 is special, and we talk about it and we catch up and speak about it. But playing for West Tigers in general, having this alumni that's been set up with the help of Paddy and Chris Lawrence. How important is the alumni and making sure that everybody feels part of the West Tigers? Yeah,
it's been really good. I give them so much credit for starting that and really building and being consistent with it and bringing ex-players in and seeing Gareth Ellis popped in, just people like that. It's just so vital and so good for players now, current players, to see that we've got ex-players who are willing to come in and see us, and we're building a good culture there and coming out to the games, and there's a WhatsApp group and there was a dinner on. So I'm really pleased and happy that it's taken off really well.
Yeah. Well, mate, it's we're slowly getting there. We're up to just under 100 players that are part of it, and we're hoping to grow it as much as possible. So any player that has played for the West Tigers, NRL, and wants to join, reach out to Paddy or myself or Chris Lawrence. But for yourself, mate, it's always great speaking to you. And this interview definitely went much better than your last interview in 05 with Matty Johns.
Funny, 20 years later, obviously, and still getting, social media, it's relentless.
Got something sent to me the other day. It was interesting to see, but we don't have to bleep anything out. You learn, I was in that moment. I've got excuses. Tim Sheen's got the whole, all the young guys together before we go to the final series. Yeah. And he said, it sounds silly, but he said, every time you think about playing in the finals or playing a game, just go and do something. Say you're cooking dinner and you start thinking about just go and do something else. And I live by that religiously, right? And then grand final, Matty Johns comes up. Silly question. Silly question for me. How do you feel? You let him know how you feel.
And all my emotions obviously come out.
Oh, mate, yeah.
It was crazy. And then, Noisy was the CEO at the time. He made me go and do a media because I go, bro, I'm not going to ever feel like that again. But you live, you learn, and there's repercussions with everything.
I think all West Tigers fans and sponsors and members on that day forgave you, mate, because there
was 90 complaints through email out of 4 million.
There you go.
So it's not too bad.
Yeah, percentage is pretty low there. That's all right.
But there's always repercussions with your actions, and I'm still paying the price 20 years later.
We might show it, we might not, for those who haven't seen it. So you might look up Chris Heighington, 2005 grand final, post-match interview, and you will know what we're talking about. So, but Heine, thanks again for joining us, mate. It's it's always great to speak to you and reminisce. We're catching up on Sunday, so hopefully we can celebrate with a few wins or a win and a few beers. So
100%.
Thanks again, mate.
Thanks, Skando.